Hello there, good afternoon. Thank you for joining us on the news desk of NTA Channel 5 Abuja at 1. I am Tessie Omeri. The Director General of the National Youth Service Corps, Brigadier General Shuaibu Ibrahim, has flagged off a Corps Employers Workshop in Abuja. Rosemary Motilel Bilal completes the report.
Designed to constructively utilize Corps members at the workplace to enhance productivity, Director General NYSC, represented by Director ICT, stressed the importance of the workshop, which drew participants from different organizations in the FCT with a view to strengthening synergy.
The Corps Employers Workshop is an event designed to bring together Corps employers, NYSC stakeholders, and some Corps members in order to rub minds and deliberate on the real and perceived state of the operations of the NYSC as regards the proficiency or otherwise in the effective monitoring and enhancement of the activities of the Corps members.
The Abuja Municipal Area Council has been urged to commit more resources for the welfare of Corps members in a bid to effectively boost capacity, which is significant to the growth and development. Youth Corps members entertain guests with different cultural presentation. Rosemary Motilel Bilal, NTA News.
For more than 7 decades, Government College Kefi has remained a citadel of academic excellence, delivering knowledge to generations of students and grooming future leaders for greater responsibilities. But within this period, instead of recalling history with excitement, the institution is gradually declining in fame, owing to many years of neglect. Respite now seems to be coming from those who felt it's time to pay back. Suleiman Uve Musa takes the story from here.
Ahmed Abdul Karim is in SS3 and doubles as the head boy at the prestigious Government College Kefi. Like most of his classmates, he feels proud of being a student of a school that has carved a niche of many decades for itself. But Abdul Karim is unhappy as the tale of many decades remain unchanged, with failing infrastructure, hostel furniture, quality of knowledge and other pressing factors he and his colleagues could not help.
On behalf of the students, I use this great opportunity to thank the old boys.
Since the establishment of the college in 1949, the number of interventions received have not met with the expectations of the students, but hope lies ahead as its alumni is making a fast move to assuage their plight.
The school is lacking in terms of accommodation. As burdens.
The school deserves this from us, and I think by doing this, a lot of people will be encouraged to give back to their old school.
There is a need for all the old boys to contribute their quotas.
These old boys, the future intervene. It's a welcome development.
For Abdul Karim and his peers, this is a bold step to getting to where lies the dreamland, as a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a promising step. From Kefi, Suleiman Ove Musa, NTA News.
The Holy Book says to please God fully, we must develop kindness as a permanent part of our personality and way of life. This makes it imperative to cultivate the quality. In this special report, Sharon Igale takes a look on how people show this act to others whom they interact with every day.
You've got to try a little kindness, show a little kindness, shine your light for it.
Kindness is displayed by taking an active interest in the welfare of others. It is shown by useful acts and considerate words. To be kind means to do good rather than to do anything harmful. But how do some feel when an act of kindness is denied to them?
To me, if you know you are not going to fulfill your promise, you don't need to. But when you fail me, believe me, I'll feel bad.
When I was coming to this market, I met one kind bike rider who, when we were unable to locate where I was going, he took his time, went round with me, and did not collect anything.
Kindness seems to be a golden rule. However, it takes real strength to be truly kind. Reverend Philip reiterates the need to be kind to others in order to bring peace and harmony in the society.
If you show kindness, as we are encouraged in the New Testament, it will not be an eye for an eye. And when there's no eye for an eye or tooth for a tooth, the society ultimately will be better.
Islamic scholar re-emphasized the importance of kindness in life.
Give trust. When those who are on top, they are kind to people who are down, naturally there will be love, there will be peace, there will be trust, there will be security. And if friends and friends are able to show kindness to each other, you are considerate in your thinking, you are considerate in your action, you are charitable in your relationship, you will see that the community will become, nobody will like to go to leave the other one. Things that also involve charitable. For example, like the Prophet ﷺ said, if you are walking on a road and you see something that can hit other people, you remove it from it. He says it's an act of kindness. It's also a charitable thing.
Therefore, kindness is not only giving gifts, it includes compliments with a co-worker or a friend, reaching out to family members you have not spoken to in a while. So, mistaking kindness is a weakness that causes one to condone wrongdoings. Meanwhile, if you can't find kind person, be one. Sharon Igali, NTA News.
Many thanks, Sharon, for sharing kindness with us this afternoon. Moving on, philosophy plays an important role in shaping the possibility of world peace. Therefore, global attention today focuses on encouraging the teaching of philosophy as a discipline and honor philosophical reflections. Ifoma Ojinta tells us more on the occasion of the 2021 World Philosophy Day.
Philosophy comes from the Greek word philosophia, meaning the love of wisdom. Philosophers, experts say, are known for their zeal to know and create with the knowledge of critical thinking.
Strong minds discuss ideas. Average minds discuss events. Weak minds discuss people. If you would be a real seeker after truth, it is necessary that at least once in your life you doubt, as far as possible, all things. Our prayers should be for blessings in general, for God knows best what is good for us. I think, therefore I am.
Some old philosophical quotes there, which the world can still relate with in the present global situation. It is believed that the absence of philosophy, as the mother of all sciences, is the reason for the general global problems.
A philosopher is anybody that cherishes wisdom and is prepared to apply wisdom in his day-to-day running of life for the benefit of the society.
Celebrating World Philosophy Day opens the door for new concepts and innovative ideas, laying the foundation for critical thinking involving renowned philosophers, as well as the application of philosophy in all that we do, particularly in leadership. On the occasion of the 2021 World Philosophy Day, I leave you with this philosophical quote by Minasara Kogo.
If our leadership, and indeed globally speaking, will apply philosophy in the modus operandi of our governance, it will dramatically solve the problems of social disharmony, economic disillusionment, political disequilibrium, educational immorality.
Ifoma Ojinta, NTA News.
Thank you for that wonderful quote. And reports just reaching us indicates that the Nigerian Union of Teachers FCT chapter have embarked on 5-day warning industrial action due to the non-implementation of the 30,000 naira minimum wage for local education authority teachers by the 6 area councils. Hadiza Godwin Ebune visited some schools in the FCT for a situation report.
In October 2020, Teachers in the FCT under the aegis of the FCT Council of Nigerian Union of Teachers began an indefinite industrial action due to unpaid minimum wage, which was suspended due to an agreement between the FCT Nigerian Union of Teachers and the 6 area council chairmen promising to implement and make payment from January 2021.
Looking at all that was said in form of a report that was given to that meeting, considering the position of the area council chairman, their willingness to pay this money, and the intervention that is coming from FCTA, considering all of these things, we saw the need to suspend the strike.
Every avenue will be exhausted to make sure that this money they are asking about, which is legitimately theirs, area council chairman and all other sources of revenue and all other sources of getting this money must be followed to the latter.
The promise was not fulfilled as FCT schools have been shut down yet again. Students were asked to leave the school premises.
They were about to write notes. The teacher was about to come to the class, so they just came and told us we are on strike.
They told us in assembly that we are on strike.
It is hoped that within the 5 days meant for the warning industrial action, the issues arising will be resolved totally, as students are yet to recover from the national school closure in 2020 due to COVID-19 pandemic. Hadiza Godwin Ibuni, NTA News.
And now to agriculture. To achieve government's desire of promoting food security, youths, being one of the active population stakeholders, say must play a part. Miriam George Jitubo takes a look at how agriculture can be made attractive to the youths.
After a period of food crisis largely blamed on the dwindling capacity of a generation of aging smallholder farmers and their correspondingly outdated methods, Nigeria is set to witness the desired transformation in the agricultural sector with the intervention of the Nigerian youths, which has begun a process of an active return back to farming with technology and partnership with other stakeholders. This is no surprise because it is not a coincidence that virtually all public discussions these days, in one way or the other, is heavily tilted towards food availability, inflation, and supply. To this end, farming to boost food supply is on the front burner.
In Nigeria, we have a lot of land, opportunities, water that we can produce even to export. So we look at what are we doing, what are we not doing right. Even as we are doing this, it is not enough because the market is very big.
Agri can actually generate a lot of revenue for Nigeria, and that is what we should also be looking at. We have countries, in Africa, you look at Thailand, we all talk about Thai rice and all of that. Massive income generation for those countries. And at some point in Nigeria too, we have the cocoa industry in the southwest. Look at the granite pyramid in the north. Look at, in Nigeria, we were exporting these things and we're, actually generating income. But when oil came up, everybody dropped that.
Now, rice, local rice. It started with your father rice. Then it started with the Aba made rice. And then now you're having rice from Castina. You're having rice from Adamawa. You're having rice. All of that coming in. And even Lagos State latched on to that opportunity and gave its own lake rice. So there is business there, but we need to understand that one, machinery is key.
In trying to dissect the problems with the Nigerian agricultural practice, findings show that the youths are disinterested in farming given the failure of the older generation to break even through farming. Some analysts feel the farming struggles of their parents may have discouraged them from agriculture.
In agriculture, one of the key points is already been laid down already. When government says they want to block the border, no importations of fruits items. Then of course, if there's no importation, what else do? Then we must go back to the available lands that God has blessed us with in Nigeria, so start cultivating so as to come up with what we can now eat, what is sufficient that we cannot export. But then it doesn't stop there. Program and education must be keeping along and back to education. If you don't organize programs, retreats to the youth to understand how important this agriculture is, tell them that, okay, if you invest this is what will come out of it.
In Nigeria, for example, the federal government is not tapping enough, even though we've seen enough. I mean, we've seen some reasonable participation. But what we need is a situation where we don't have to pay for light. If the federal government can give us light, do you know what it means to have eggs come out from poultry and you cannot preserve these eggs in a cool environment just for the next market? And then you now have bad roads. If the roads are not economically viable to transfer eggs, you know how easily eggs break. You see, so all of these systems needs to be in place.
The youth should be lured back into agriculture with technology and other inducements like adequate financing. There is a need to make the sector more technologically enabled, compatible with smallholders' challenges. It must also be affordable and sustainable. Apart from the funding barrier, there is also the need to increase their capacity, as many do not have the required knowledge or skills to take advantage of the potential of the agricultural sector. Access to technology is another challenge for this group, and innovation in the sector will create change in the perception of youths and transform their mindset about the sector. Mariam George, Jitubo, NTA News.
You're watching the news at 1 on NTA Channel 5 Abuja. The news returns in just a moment.
Move now! The red light won't kill you! Move now!
To dey disobey traffic law, dey cause accidents. Me, I don't talk, say I no go dey do am again, because change begins with me.
Let's cross the other side of the road.
I will no longer endanger my life crossing the express. Instead, I will use the bridge, because change begins with me.
Oga driver, stop this bus now, won't come down. I be one carry me pass where they go.
Make I dey stop anyhow for road, dey cause traffic wahala and accidents. So I go dey stop for the right bus stop, because change begins with me.
Change begins with me.
This message is brought to you by the National Orientation Agency in conjunction with the Federal Ministry of Information and Culture.
Thank you for staying with us. Figures from the Nigeria Center for Disease Control (NCDC) as at 17th November 2021 indicate no new case of COVID-19 in the FCT. The number of confirmed cases stands at 23,431, while active cases now 585, and the number of discharged cases stands at 22,622, and 224 deaths have been recorded in the Federal Capital Territory. Let's look at the environment. Urbanization is said to have created some negative environmental impact, as the population sometimes is not commensurate to available infrastructure, thereby affecting growth and development. Our correspondent in the special report takes a look at adapting cities for climate resilience.
Cities are always the attraction of both the rich and the poor, most of whom engage in rural-urban migration, sometimes without any reason for migration. More often than not, they constitute nuisance as they find it difficult to tend their needs. To this, the United Nations is drawing the attention of the international community to take action on issues affecting cities as a result of human activities, which by extension cause climate change and its attendant consequences. The Federal Capital Territory, being the nation's capital city, is also not spared from such environmental issues. FCT authorities are, however, not resting on their oars to maintain a beautiful city.
We know cities are centers of excellence, and everybody that come into it will want to make a living out of it. We've not been sleeping on our oars in trying to curtail some of the illegal developments that go on. And with that, because if we don't do that, people will have to build on parks, on green areas, and then along flood waterways. So we've been trying our best to prevent that.
Working with the theme, Adapting Cities for Climate Resilience, issues of flooding in some parts of the city, mostly attributed to human-induced factors, authorities say, must be dealt with.
Climate change has come to stay with us, whether we like it or not. And what we need to do is to claim back our environment. If we don't claim the environment, the climate change will definitely take over, and that will cause a lot of urban degradation and a lot of impact in the society.
This forms part of efforts in sustainable development goals to make cities inclusive, safe.
Transportation remains a vital means of conveying goods and services to different locations. Gloria Ezenwamadu had a chat with some of these drivers to know their challenges.
Every business is important as it provides job opportunity and income for daily expenses. As for transportation, there is no season for it and it's used every day to move commuters to their various destinations. But the question is transportation a good business to venture into? Why do people choose the business over other businesses? Do the drivers operate with good attitude and urgency to the commuters? All this and many more is revealed as NTA Channel 5 Abuja took to the streets to get answers.
I've been a cab driver for like a decade. It's been good, I must say.
I've been driving for over 6 years now. Yeah, we thank God because the business is partially, at least for the young one, is helping us because instead of we to stay at home, we use it to help ourselves. So we have been managing with it.
Business is good. I start this business with hire purchase. I collect hire purchase and I finish it. I train many people because I'm the financial secretary for this bus stop. So the business of Keke is a very, very good and interested business.
Inasmuch as it's seen as a good business and quite lucrative, like other businesses, it comes with its own challenges.
Price of the Keke is too much, almost to a million. So people cannot buy Keke anymore.
This day, engine we used to buy 1.8, now you buy 7,000-10,000 naira. How do we do it? How do we regulate it? Thank God for some of us that have our own owns a car. How about those that don't have a car? The daily delivery, after paying 30,000 naira, buying fuel, what will we be left with?
The drivers call on the government to assist them with reduction of cost of petroleum, good roads and a balanced economy stability. Gloria Ezenwamadu, NTA News.
And a bit from the world of sports, the 2021 FCT Sports Writers Association of Nigeria SWAN Week kicks off this Saturday as the second phase of the 2021 National Volleyball Division 1 League commences today. Let's join Stanley Achi for more on Sports Brief.
All is now set for the 2021 sporting and social activities organized by the Sports Writers Association of Nigeria, SWAN FCT chapter. Crescent SWAN Week, the week-long event will kickstart on Saturday, November 20th with physical exercise beginning from the Old Parade Ground in Abuja. SWAN FCT chairman Ndubueze Chidoka, who disclosed this during an official draw ceremony, football and tennis competitions, says the period will be used to relax, unite and socialize in a bid to advance the cause of the profession. In the draws, Nigerian Television Authority has been drawn in Group A with Federal Radio Corporation of Nigeria, FRCN, and Nigerian Custom Broadcasting Network, NCBN. While in Group B, the News Agency of Nigeria, NAN, Voice of Nigeria, VON, and Africa Independent Television, AIT, will slug it out. In boxing, Anthony Joshua is already physically and mentally preparing for a rematch with Alexander Usyk, a firm reputer to Tyson Fury's hope of securing his own undisputed fight. Elsewhere, Chinese state media is claiming that tennis player Pang Shuai has not gone missing and that she is not accusing China's former vice premier of sexually assaulting her. Pang has not been seen or heard from the public since November 2nd when she claimed on social media that Zhong Jielai had sexually assaulted her. To volleyball, the second phase of the 2021 National Division 1 League commenced today at the Moshood Abiola Stadium, Abuja. A total of 8 male teams and 2 female teams will participate in this final phase of the Division 1 League. On Sports Brief, Stanley Achi, NTA News.
And that's a wrap on the news at 1. We'll have more reports at 7. But before we go, do remember to take your COVID-19 vaccine and adhere strictly to safety protocols to keep safe. Good afternoon.